Hello and welcome back to Star Citizen. My name is Evenlease, and today on 10 Minutes More or Less Ship Review, right behind me, the MISC Freelancer MAX. Let's go ahead and take a look. Alright, welcome back to another review. Today, the MISC Freelancer MAX, and thank you to everybody that joined me today with this one. Just having a ton of fun manning the ship. It is always a great time. Now, with this ship here, this freight hauling beast, it is $150 if you were to buy it on the Pledge Store, or if you buy it in game, it is $4,252,000 aUEC. Now, this ship is considered a budget hauler in my opinion, and it's a much older ship than a lot of them out there, so you are going to encounter some flaws, some bugs, and some issues, and that is always something to keep an eye out for, which I will go over here momentarily. Now, you do have a 16-minute and 27-second claim time, or if you were to expedite it, a 5-minute and 29-second expedited claim time. So that's honestly pretty good, getting out there in 5 minutes, but it could be better, so hopefully we'll get an update to that sooner or later. Now, the pilot does have control over 2,188 burst DPS, or damage per second, due to the 4 size 3 OMSCI 9 laser cannons, which is decent for this size ship, but it could also be better. I mean, it's only size 3s, so you're hitting okay, but your capacitors are also kind of low, sitting at 25 shots per barrel at full energy, so something to consider there. Now, the pilot also has 4 size 2 Dominator 2 missiles and 4 size 3 Thunderbolt 3 missiles, allowing you to put out quite the missile payload on your target before getting into, combat with your guns, which is pretty nice. Now, you do have a manned turret on the back rear of this ship, housing 2 size 3 CF-337 Panthers, but the pilot beware. That gun cannot face direct forward and assist you on anything you are shooting because of the limited firing angle with that weird spoiler that goes over the top of the ship. So that is something to consider, that turret is for your sides, top, and behind you, not in front of you. So that's too bad. Maybe we can get that turret, like that spoiler, out of there if they do a rework of this ship someday. We'll see, right? Now, you also have 3 size 2 shield generators giving you 13,290 bubble shield, which honestly, 0 complaints there compared to other ships like a Drake Cutlass Black, which only has like 5,000 shield HP. Sitting at 13,000 is pretty good, especially if you upgrade those 3 shield generators. You're probably closer to 25,000, which is fantastic. Now, a big hit to this ship is its health pool, sitting at 21,300 ship HP, which is honestly very low. If you compare it to just the base Freelancer, which has 30,000 HP, and then you compare it to a Drake Cutlass Black that has 40+ thousand HP, this thing's got huge engines on it, big wings, the HP is spread all throughout. It's honestly not a strong ship in any regard when it comes to its health pool, which is honestly too bad, and hopefully we can get an update to that. It should have more health than the base Freelancer, as it's bigger, has more body to it, and should honestly sustain fire better than the basic one. Now, looking at the ship speed, you're sitting at 197 SCM, or with a 400 forward boost, a 205 backwards boost, with a top nav speed of 1010. And your pitch yaw roll sitting at 32, 32, 105, boosted 38, 38, 126. Definitely not terrible in any regard when it comes to the maneuverability stats. It's could be a lot better. The Freelancer's sitting in the 40s. Not the Freelancer, the Cutlass Black is sitting in the 40s, but the Max is sitting in the low 30s due to it being a freight ship and it's, kind of a big body in the back with those huge engines. It's just too bad. And the speed under 200 SCM, of course, it could be better there as well. Now, you do have 48 countermeasures and 48 flares, 5 decoys, and that's pretty much average across the board, so no hit there. And then you have 58.5 SCU of hydrogen fuel and 1.8 SCU of quantum fuel. Again, with a freight ship only having 1.8 SCU of quantum fuel, which is what a lot of fighters have, this ship should have double the amount if you're asking me, which is honestly too bad that it doesn't have like 3.5. I think that would do it a lot of good. Now, this ship can carry some cargo, so we're going to take a look at that first. Let's take a look at the exterior, which right now, this is a bugged door. Right here is one of your entry points. It still works, but the door doesn't physically open like it should, so when you press the button and get in, you're just going to have to phase through a nice metal object there, and then you'll be on your way in. Now, if we make our way towards the back of the ship, there is a second ground entrance, other than this nice laddery one here. The ladder entrance is always my favorite because it gets you right to the cockpit, especially if you have cargo or a NERSA back here. As you can see, we pull the NERSA right off the back of this thing. It fits the NERSA, which is always a fantastic thing. Now, you have this rear cargo bay with the lovely ramp almost standing directly straight up. This ramp. It used to be a lot worse with the Freelancer. It's getting a little bit better, but hopefully with the updates to this ship coming sooner or later, this whole thing will just get a redesign. Now, once you enter through the back here, they did do a full components pass, as you can see on both walls of the ship, right and left, as well as removing the big metal bars from your turret here, allowing you to store vehicles in here without having such an issue. So this is where you would access your turret, which I would love to do, but at this time it is currently being occupied, but maybe I can get you an angle here in just a moment. But looking through your components here, it's got a great amount of components just all in the body here, which is something you have to remember. So when you're getting shot at, hopefully they don't just shoot this portion of your ship and disable you completely, but this is where you will hold 120 SCU of cargo on this main floor, as well as this secondary floor here, which honestly, this secondary floor should have this wall completely removed and just allow it to be one seamless cargo room. I think that would be the best way to do this, because this door is just a little bit of a tight area, and then that area right there is also just kind of a smaller entry point for like a docking ring to load cargo through. It's just not fun putting cargo through any of this area. It's really not. And another thing that should hopefully be changed with any sort of interior rework. Now, once we make our way through this door here, you do have a nice little living area with, to your left, Furch, a kitchenette little area where you can make some food, drinks, and take care of your crew. And then right behind you, a bathroom with a toilet, a sink, a nice little light, and a shower, which, if you ask me, it's not in the best area, so it's another thing that just needs a rework. Right here is an engineering terminal, which is obviously not working yet. And as you can see, there's really no fire extinguishers in this ship from what I can tell, or any fuses. So their rework, oh, there's one fire extinguisher there. And then I think you should have some fuses along this wall somewhere, right? Nothing? Where are they? Where are my fuses? Well, I don't see any fuses, so we definitely have some work on this ship to be done before it's at its final state. And then here is that entry point, so if you were to go through this door, obviously hitting the exit button, you would just go right down that ladder and you would be out of your ship. And then you have 4 beds here, 1, 2, 3, 4, which are also escape pods. So if you need to escape a situation, you get on in and you hit the button and you go flying out. But I will tell you right now, do avoid laying in these beds, as they are currently buggy, glitched, and almost impossible to get out of. It's not that they are impossible, but it's just really annoying to do so, and you could end up potentially stuck. Now, if we make our way to the cockpit here, you do have the pilot seat, a co-pilot seat, and 2 support stations here, left and right. Honestly, this ship deserves a complete recrew and redesign on the interior. It should only be a 1 to 2 person crew, as well as just having a completely different look for its cargo bay. There's just a lot of pros and cons to this ship, but it's a great budget ship at $4 million aUEC area. I mean, it's not terrible. You get 120 SC of cargo, can carry an ROC, can carry a NERSA, and can do a lot of just everything in the verse, which is fantastic. But there are a ton of better options at this price point, or cheaper, honestly. If you're looking for maneuverability, firepower, and somewhat cargo, there are definitely some better options available in the verse. Overall, my score for this ship is a 69 out of 100, just because it has some issues going on with it right now. It's nice that it's got its components pass and everything, but if you compare it to so many other ships out there, it has a somewhat lack of firepower. It has a you know, that turret on the top, the firing angle, not so great. You can't even look forward and support your pilot in what they're attacking. Your maneuverability, your speed, your health pool, all these things are somewhat worse in almost every department than other ships out there in the verse. Even the base Freelancer has a lot of these stats that are better, which is honestly just disappointing. So it's 69 out of 100, including a lot of the, you know, bugs currently, and that's honestly just too bad. I wish it could be a better score. But with that, let me know what you think of the Freelancer Max down in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here, and I hope you have a good one. See you in the next video.